friend. Thank you. Let's just move on. Who's got another question?
I will.
Yeah, I'll answer.
All right, go ahead.
I want to hear you do the rest of it.
We'll give you time. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hold that quick. Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear you.
All right, I'll do the best I can. J. Michael. All right, the thing is, really, okay, all right, bottom line, I'm out, okay, I'm out. I can say that. That I can say. But you know what, I really want more than an Oscar. Todd Haberkorn. I've won him for the last 6 years. Okay, so you guys would have to have been at the panel last night to kind of get one of those.
That panel that never happened.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Now Todd gets intimate on the mic when he speaks. And he goes on, he uses his hands when he tells a story. Like this. And he talks about being of Asian origin. And you know that from the waistband down, seems like things are a little. I'm only working with the material these gentlemen have given me.
To be fair, it's
the best I got. I don't know. And I don't know how to do myself.
That's the best.
Thank you.
And on that note, we'll move on.
Please.
What is your favorite video game or anime character that you've played as?
I'll jump in because I kind of had a ready-made answer. It doesn't have to be a character you've done, just your favorite character.
Oh, just favorite character? Oh,
yes.
never mind. Probably my favorite, if I had to pick a favorite, I hate picking favorites because it's such a dead-end game. I'm like, oh, I pick a favorite, and then all my other favorites later are like, we hate you, you're a jerk. Characters I grew up with, like in anime, because I've been watching it since I was a very, very little boy, before I knew what it was called, or that it was called anything, other than just really awesome animation. But I grew up loving Captain Harlock.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, people know that. One of my favorite characters. And in video games, I don't know, it's tough. I'm not much of a gamer.
Well, see, I'm going to go with the game that I just recently played, which was Fall of Cybertron.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Peter Cullen and Optimus Prime. Bumblebee, transform and roll out. Like, his voice is so cool. And what's cool about it is the fact that, he originated that character, but for the movies, he had to audition for Michael Bay for Prime 4 times before he got it. And that's just like, what? He made that character. That is cool. I like Optimus. That's my favorite.
Speed Racer.
I played Speed Racer.
Really?
Quinton.
Hey, once for a Geico series. A commercial series that was going on. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I played Speed. That was fun.
Did you get a call from Peter Fernandez? He's like, you're going down, Quinton.
Yeah. That's right. And I hid in the corner in the fetal position. Then I went. Tears of joy because I got paid. Thank you. Those are Charles Nelson Riley.
I know, I was
like... Blankety blank, blankety blank. Favorite? I don't know. I enjoyed playing Dr. Riddle's Unzatch Bell, which many of you probably don't even know.
Oh,
What's that? Wow, I'm glad I brought it up then.
I'm glad you cared, though.
And I hope you're okay. Now. Okay. Awesome.
Are we okay? Can we move on?
Yeah, sure.
We got a question right here.
I just posted a picture of every single one of you on Facebook. Oh, bowel movement. Say it with me.
Question.
Oh, bowel movement.
My question is for J. Michael Tatum. What does the J stand for?
Do you not have an internet connection? People are like, what's the J stand for? It's like, it's not that obscure. It's John. It's all over the place. It stands for John. I'm just busting your chops, love. You know that. I love you. You're adorable. It stands for John. And the reason I started using, I know it's nothing amazing. It's not juicy, though Chris Sabat tells everyone that it's juicy Michael Tatum. I don't know who like that. It does not stand for juicy, it does not stand for like Jamiroquai or Justinian or anything like that. I started using the J years ago when we started doing this because where I live, Michael Tatum is an enormously common name, as it so happens. There's like 20 of us living within 30 miles of where I am right now, so good luck, stalkers! And I started using the J because I thought it sounded classy, and it is my real first initial, so it's not like I'm just gonna add something to it. But now I'm like, I just tell people it stands for just, when they don't know what to call me. I'm like, it's just Michael. Get it? It stands for John. Very boring name. John Michael. My parents were not terribly creative.
Were you called John as a child?
No, I didn't even know my first name was John until I went to school because my parents always called me Michael. And so I'm like, I'm sitting there like first day of class, I can remember it's like roll call. Of course, they always go by first names, like John Tatum. And I'm like, oh my God, someone else named Tatum is here. And no, he's not here. And so it was crazy. So it took me forever. And so I never get used to calling John. It's very handy, by the way, when you go by your middle name, not your first, because whenever like someone's calling you, you know it's a telemarketer. Like, oh yes, may I speak to John Tatum? I'm like, ha ha! It's very handy, very handy.
The rest of them want to know if you're related to Channing Tatum.
I certainly hope not. And I'll just leave it at that. No, we're not related.
All right, that answers that. Next question.
Is there a difference between voice acting for a video game and voice acting for an anime?
Yeah.
They're just not
Yes.
Yep.
Good answer. All right.
You want I really probably, you guys have so much more anime experience than I do, but the anime that I've done, it always seemed, because you're replacing something that already has been, and especially if there's a producer representing the show that's there, they kind of want your English performance to be similar to the Japanese performance. And when and I don't speak Japanese, but if you're doing, especially for me, because I have the low voice, when you're doing a Japanese character, the Japanese character in Japanese is, now you do an English version of that, and they want me to sound, I'm very angry at you. I will get back at you. And that just sounds so, like, it's not natural. It's very kind of heightened and silly, but that's what they want. So you give that. So I'm not really proud of any of my anime performances. But then when you get into video games, especially now, because they're more cinematic and they want it to be naturalistic. So then if you were to do that character then it would be very angry at you. And I'm gonna get you. So now you get to, so there's that. The other thing too, I think, is also how why don't you guys take another aspect of it. That's one aspect of it.
Well, the thing is, in LA, anime is not hugely respected, at least by word of what my agents have told me and stuff. And it's the hardest form of dubbing, because you have to match the flaps, you have to match the animation that's already there.
And it pays the least.
Yes, it's the hardest thing, but it's so, and with video games, that's harder, that's a different kind of endurance. It's kind of, because you get a spreadsheet of all your lines and your reactions and your deaths and your fighting and all this kind of stuff, and you get a pass of 3 of each, whereas in anime you kind of get it until the director's happy, or it fits the flaps, it's long enough, short enough, so there's a hitch in the middle, that kind of stuff. They're just very different disciplines. It's all acting. It's kind of like the difference between stage acting and film acting. It's all acting, it's just they work different muscle groups,
Excellent points. Moving on. Wonderful. Next question. We have right here.
Okay, this is for J. Michael Tatum and Todd Haberkorn, and this is a request. Can you, Todd, in your Viscount Druid voice, and you in your Sebastian voice, fight over my friend, Ciel, in her Lolita dress?
What?
Well, you can have the girl, I just want the dress.
kind of thing anyway, my lord.
And the pink is going to look better with my skin color than yours.
Truly, it's slightly less pale than you might have.
The white goes well with my skin. Give us the dress, come on now.
I can't help but noticing this is not much of a fight. There's such a Haberkorn here, but like,
That's how it's going to be. There we go. Fantastic. Doctor Who.
What a lovely outfit you have on.
Yes, lovely. She made it herself too.
And that's no easy feat. That's impressive.
No,
Very impressive.
That is
Very, very good.
That is amazing. All right, there was another hand over here.
And we can't wait to see Todd in it.
I've been working on my calf muscles.
Or Todd's character.
This is also a request. It's for Todd Haberkorn. Could you get in a conversation between Italy and Death the Kid over asymmetrical pasta?
Italy and Death the Kid over asymmetrical pasta. Alright, let me think about this for a second.
Italy, something smells good in that kitchen.
I know, it's almost ready. I'm making my special dish. You know what it's called?
I bet it's called, let me guess, pasta! Oh, I'm so surprised. Okay, bring it in here.
Okay, here it comes. Oh, look, I'm gonna give you a spoonful and me a spoonful and you a spoonful.
I get it, you're going to give me a spoonful of this delicious... What is that? I think I see asymmetrical pasta! It's touching my plate and the other items on my dish, and it's going to make me feel like asymmetrical garbage.
Don't cry. Dry your tears with my pasta tissues.
Next question right here.
Guys got any rituals before you go into the booth or something?
Rituals before we go to the booth? Any rituals, anything you do before you get ready to go in the booth?
Before I go into the booth, I have a mic that I like to use in the booth, and so I hold it up and I go, and then Elton John comes out, and then there's like zebras, they come and I slaughter them and the meat. And then I
It's true, it happens. It depends. The studio's a little bit of a drive for me, so it's about 30 minutes or so. So usually I will. I'm really big into music, and the music. Once I'm playing a particular character, I will kind of develop a soundtrack for them out of the music I have, and so I will listen to that all the way to the studio to kind of get myself in the mood for what I'm.
All I ever wanted, all I ever needed was here in my...
Or I just hire Todd, who sits in the car with me, sings all the way there, which is equally lovely, if not more so. I sometimes, like when I was recording Friends in Italia for like the last 2 seasons, I wore a blue snuggie all the time. It just happened one day that there was a blue, I couldn't do the voice for some reason, and put on the blue snuggie that just happened to be there, that some freezing voice actress left in there for her, and I put it on and suddenly was able to do the voice, and so the director was like, you have to wear that now every time. And I did, and so that became the Friends blue snuggie, and it's still at the studio. I guess that's the closest thing. TARDIS blue, TARDIS blue.
I just show up loaded, pretty much manage everything.
on vitamin C.
Yes, been very healthy. Actually, no, I kind of figure out in my head, based off of how long the session's going to be and how many sessions it'll be, how many bills I can pay off. So it's a great mind game and gets me psyched when I go in there. You know what? It's actually my answer. My true answer is actually very boring. I just go through the alphabet. If you really, did you really want to know? You really did. You asked the question. So it's I go through the alphabet. A, B, 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 C, 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 and it starts to start playing with all the letters of my. I had just like, can I just talk to you guys? I had cancer removed from my upper lip about 10 years ago, and they took about 25% of my upper lip, and it was a little scary because I'm like, God, am I going to, what will my mouth look afterwards? And it actually looks pretty fine. It looks like I got in a knife fight, which maybe I did. The doctor who I paid to do it. And he won, yes. But the weirdest thing about it is because, you know, whenever you get like a scar or something, and it's on the inside of the lip, I mean, not on the inside, but like deep within the skin, it's tight in the morning. So, especially with the mouth, where you really need elastic, so I have to really kind of get the mouth all, otherwise I do a lot of stand talking when I'm in the booth.